Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this very special figure showcase and review, sorry it's took so long, we're going to be looking at the 1988 Japanese exclusive. This is the Super God Masterforce Grand Maximus figure. So I've set up quite a bit here. I'm in a different room where there's actually a bit of space, and hopefully we can do this figure some justice. So what we've got in front of us here is we've got the original. Now this is the Takara version of Fortress Maximus because he comes with the sword. So what I'm going to be doing is showing you all the major differences between the Fortress Maximus figure and the Grand Maximus. We're going to be showing you all the accessories, how they piece together, how they can be used and fit again in either mode. I'm lucky enough to have some packaging so we can have a look how he came packaged. We can have a look at the artwork that comes on it. I've even got the inner styrofoam, even though to be honest it's not the greatest, but again I can show you pretty much how this figure came, everything that come with it. I'm going to show you the Pretender gimmick that he's got with Gran and the Gran head, and as I say, I've got a couple of other figures just to give you some idea of, I suppose, how big this figure is. So absolutely loads to get through with this video. Hopefully I cover everything on here, and I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel to hit that subscribe button for me now please, and of course don't forget to like the video if you like the content. Right, the phone is going on the stand, let's get started. So then what we've got in front of us is the basic, it's not like a shell, but it's the basic robot part that you would, I suppose, if you're going to acquire one of these with no accessories, this is how it would come. Now you may still be missing the guns and some of the ones that are hidden in the forearm, and the large guns, they could of course unfortunately been snapped off, but this is usually your basic of basic figure. We're going to look at the articulation in a second. What I want to do is first give you an idea of his size, and then we're going to have a look at some major comparisons between Fortress Maximus there and indeed, as I say, Grand Maximus. So for those people who collect newer figures, I've got a leader class Snarl here, and he is a giant figure and he's up to about his knee. So you could, this is hopefully giving you an idea. I suppose, to be honest, for those people who collect, again, modern day figures, this is a Titan class figure. That's where they originally came from, that name. There's a G1 Optimus Prime. And I believe these ones are taller than a couple of them. I think it's only the new Fortress Maximus that's a bit taller. These are a bit taller than your Omega Supreme and Scorponok, etc. figures. Right, so that's hopefully give you a bit of an idea of his size. When he comes packaged, I'm going to have to spin this around. That is the foam that he comes in. So he comes in the robot mode, the two legs fit at the bottom, the arms down the side, none of the ramps are on, and the head isn't on either. Right, again, 1988, Super God Masterforce. He was actually, in Transformers literature, Fortress Maximus's brother, and he's supposed to be a teeny bit smaller, but obviously with regards to toys, they obviously have just used exactly the same mold, and they haven't changed anything at all. What I want to do now, though, is show you the accessories, because there's lots of them, and I want to build them up into their respective pieces, and indeed show you the difference. So right in front of us, we've got a bit of a mixture of Fortress Maximus and Grand Maximus parts. Now, thankfully, due to the War for Cybertron toy line, we now have a bit more of an understanding and a knowledge of this particular figure. Obviously, he was known as Cog, and he came with Fortress Maximus. He's got blue parts with a grey leg, whereas Grand Maximus came with completely different parts. In fact, they did a red Cog as a special edition, I think, to be honest. So we've got the same. These are individual parts with individual, as I say, sort of names, and can be used as individual characters. So we've got like the tank. We've also got, I suppose, the buggy part. And this can be used, again, in base mode as an actual buggy. But for what we're going to do for this particular part, we're going to join the two bits together. Now the arms, again, these could be used as cannons or blasters, in depending on which mode you want to do. But you would just attach the arms like so. Oh, I've put them on the wrong way around because I put the stickers at the back. And these would fit in onto the shoulders. So to be honest, you could say you've got a bit of articulation, but his gun was also blue, so it was different to Cog. So there's your main two differences there between them two. Right, let's see if I can get this Pretender gimmick done as well for you. So Fortress Maximus obviously had Spike. That was the little headmaster here for him, whereas Grand Maximus had Grand or Gran. This is this little figure here. You've got the painted face. You've got the same articulation as the standard Generation 1 headmaster. So you can move the arms up. You can move the legs individually at the knees. And of course, you could then do the really clever thing. Fold it over. It becomes the head. That bit does fold over as well. And funnily enough, this is the main reason what's took me so long to do the video. And well, to be honest, I was getting away with it. You can display him. You can get this figure without this little figure. You can completely still display him, and you'll see why in a second. As long as you've got this part here. So he's known as Cerebros with Fort Max, slightly different with Grand Max. So there you go. We pop the head in. You've got the readings. Oh, why am I doing this? As normal, and you can see pretty much all full as expected. The arms will go all the way around. There's a teeny bit of articulation in the legs, but that is solely for transformation purposes, if we are being totally honest. He's also got a white blaster instead of the grey that Fortress Maximus come with. And of course, the only difference with this is Grand Maximus's head, whereas Fortress Maximus is of course quite a bit different. And you can see what I mean. I haven't got spike attached to him, so you can get away with displaying this figure without the tiny figure, and that's what I've done all of these years. And that's pretty much the story behind this. This is one of the figures that I think in a lot of cases now you've got to perhaps do what I did, piece him together. I think it makes it much more feasible, especially for the average person who can't afford, like myself, to go out and buy one of these figures straight out. So by piecing it together, you're probably going to end up spending a little bit more money, shall we say, but it's more feasible because you can buy little bits of parts at the time. And all that really matters is, as long as you've got the basic body and a bit of Cerebros, as he was known in Fortress Maximus, you can get away with displaying him. This is the Pretender shell that comes with him, and this may look familiar because they reused this as the TFC Collectors Club not so long ago. It's got a huge back. There is a bit of articulation in the arms. This is great. I think it looks fantastic. He also comes with a smaller version of the Master Sword, and you can pop that in his hands. Now, as I say, this is also a Pretender as well, and this is where the gimmick comes to play. And I'm lucky enough, as I say, with the other one that I've got to my side, what you do is with the robots, you're just going to fold the legs over, fold the arms back. I'm sure you can work out how we're doing that with this particular figure here. Fold the arms in, fold the legs back, put them on an angle, and then of course cover up the face like so. This should now give us enough leverage like this to be able to, oh, you can also as well pop this little head on top of this, and oh, backwards, and then this should, he says should, I can't even get it in, I'm too nervous. I'm really nervous doing this. This should fit into, if I put that the wrong way round, I'll work it out in a second. Nope, there you go. That goes into the back and it will clip into place, and that is your Pretender gimmick as well, which of course was huge. Super God Masterforce was about Pretenders, Metal Hawk, etc. They didn't really push the Pretenders as much, I don't think. Of course, we didn't get any cartoons. In Japan, they got all the cartoons. And in the comics, they played a bit of a part, but nothing as big as what they were in the Super God Masterforce toy line. So that is how the Headmaster gimmick, not Headmaster, well, yeah, Headmaster and Pretender gimmick worked. So you can see there's an abundance of accessories with this, and that's why it can be fun. It's a bit of a journey to, you know, build it up over time, over the years, etc. Yeah, and take you on a bit of more of a collecting journey. This is the blue radar for Grand Maximus. This is the red with silver radar for Fortress Maximus. I think I've ordered it. This is the large red gun. The other one is just blue. It's in his hand. You can see that there. This is another one of the large guns. Again, it's just blue that's in his hand there. And we've got the two huge swords. Well, you've got the one for Grand Maximus, which is this with the silver tip on it. Now, if your Hasbro version, sorry, if your Fortress Maximus is Hasbro, it won't have a sword anyway, but the Fortress Maximus sword comes with the red tip on it as well. The only other difference, of course, is the ramps. This is your Fortress Maximus ramps. They should perhaps be a little bit brighter white than that, let's be honest, whereas these are silver, red, and blue. Right, I think that's pretty much covered most of the parts. Let's bring this in. I want to see if I can keep it going all in one take, to be honest. Right, so we've got this ready. I unfortunately haven't, so I am going to transform him anyway into a head. I'm going to take the gun out. We're going to lift this up. We're going to fold the fists in. Nice and snugly. Again, as I say, you don't need the tiny head. That's the best thing about this particular figure. You know, if you with Scorponok, for example, if you were missing his head in robot mode, he looked awful. Why is this so stiff? Because, oh man, it's not playing, is it? I'm going to maybe do this off camera in a second. Whereas with this, as long as you've got the large head, and chances are the large head is always, is always there. It's the other things that you tend to miss, like the small head, that's going to snap into place there, like the rest of his teeny tiny accessories. So, again, beauty of this particular figure is the fact that you can do that, build all these bits up. Right, there is the large head. And this is going to, you could of course have the small head and it would snap in like so. Perfect, there we go. So that's how he should be looking. With regards to articulation, the arms will go all the way around unrestricted. They don't go out to the side at all. There is a bicep flexion. You do have inside the forearms an additional 2 little blasters that you can lift up and have them to fire as well. If we move the arm out of the way, you've got these giant blasters which come from around the side of the body, like this, and bring it round, like so. And now the problem that you've got, because he's got the sword, there's the other forearm blasters as well there as well, but the problem you've got because he's got the sword is he's got too much arsenal, too many weapons, too much accessories. So you can put one huge gun there, you can put this gun if you wanted to in his hands as well, so he's got like a twin blaster. But of course, because he's Grand Max, let's be honest, what we really want to do, oh yeah, there's wrist articulation as well, my bad, I forgot to tell you that, because you can turn the hands around, and there's even more, I'm sure, is there more bits in here? Yeah, there you go, even more blasters in his hands. It's crazy, it's such a cool toy. Completely over the top, shall we say. But anyway, we can turn the hand around, take the large sword. This also comes in 2 parts, so that will fit on there. This will go over his hand, and then you can pop this, he says, trying to reach in. There you go, with the giant sword. You could also, if you wanted to, now it doesn't look too good when he's in robot mode, but these fold up, and via that huge hole there, you can attach these to the back of the shoulders like so. That will fit in. You can do the same with the other. You don't need to. I suppose it's again another way of storing all accessories when you've got him out in his robot mode. Right, I'm now going very carefully trying to put these two sort of side by side to give you an idea. I say side by side, but there's a few figures in the middle. So there is Fortress Maximus and Grand Maximus. Yeah, pretty much side by side, both looking amazing. What we're going to do now, I'm going to move them out the way. We're going to have a quick look at the packaging. I've got the other one here in base mode, and then we'll go from there into shuttle mode. So let's have a look at the packaging. So here's a quick look at both packaging side by side, again for differences. Obviously most notable, the one on the right with it being the Headmasters from 87. You've got what I would class as the sort of standard Transformer background with the sunburst in the red box, and because it's an Autobot, you've got the red colours rather than the purple. Now in the top corner here you've got C, which is Cybertron's, which is the Japanese word for Autobot, so he was 114 and Grand Maximus was 311. You've still got the same Headmaster logo in, even though it's completely different, but you've also got, if you look on the other side, it's also saying Pretenders under there as well. So this is pretty much the packaging style used for Super God Masterforce. The backgrounds are completely different, obviously, because this is going with a 1987. So if you bear with me a second, if I just bring this one up very quickly. So on the side you've got I think that's spaceship mode, as daft as it sounds, but they did use that quite a lot in the cartoon. And then we've got battle station mode. I'm going to be showing you both of them in a second, and of course we've got the fully built up robot mode there. I didn't actually show you that bit, I didn't fold the bit around the side, but I can towards the end. What I'm pointing at here is on the box you've got even more weapons where you can fold them around from the side. However, when you spin it to the back, there we go. Oh, I've nearly knocked everything over. So if I come in close at first, this is what I refer to as the Super God Masterforce artwork. Obviously in Hasbro this was just the back of the 1988 boxes, because that's what they were pushing, Pretenders, and of course he was known as Power Master Optimus Prime, whereas in Japan his name was Jinrai, and the Pretenders played a massive part in the cartoon. So if we come down, we've then just got a quick look at the gimmicks that I've just shown you. So we've got the Pretender shell with the head, And of course, we've got the smaller headmaster on the bottom as well, where you can see there. And again, how it all combines and all works together. So packaging is stunning. They always do amazing artwork and amazing boxes in Japan. What we're going to do now then is we're going to have a look at one of the other modes. Okay, in all honesty, guys, I really can't fit this on screen, so hopefully bear with me because I'm going to hold it manually whilst attaching all the parts and indeed showing you all the pieces. So I say this is like its space sort of ship battle sort of mode, because this is again how he did pretty much fly and maneuver around. And I haven't showed you the transformation process because it takes too long and I can't fit it on screen, but I'm sure that you could tell that it is a robot lying down. If I pull his feet up like that, there's his legs. The midsection where the guns were, I've folded around and brought up to there, and all I've done is lifted his arms up. The head would have gone there. So what we've got in this particular mode, this is brilliant. Look, you can open up this, and then of course you can put, I'm gonna have to put Spike because I've got the other one all built up. You could put Grand the head in there, and he could of course pilot this. Oh, it's not fitting. I told you I can't reach with the one arm. He would of course pilot all of this. Now there's loads more accessories to go on top of this. So the large twin blaster you would put on the side here. The enormous red blaster you would put on the other side. Bear with me while I swap hands. This is this one. This will fit. In fact, if I come up here and show you this side, there's a huge adapter here that is going to fit onto there. And then of course you've got the ramps, and as I said, when they're on the fit on the back of the arms, this is the back of the arms. There is the, now these may go on the wrong side to be honest, but it doesn't really make a difference. You clip one of these. I have put it on the wrong side because that won't fit. It's the space that you need to fit this over. Let me see if I can fit that in. There we go, like so. In fact, I think it would, yes you would, you'd have the ramp part out as well. So it would literally be, I mean this makes it massive. This makes it well over 2 foot with the ramps all the way out. Let's see if I can get this to fit on whilst I'm here. So this, as I say, is what is known as, there you go, that's how it fits. The arms are out. I think I've got everything attached. There's nothing that I'm missing, not in this particular mode. Maybe the radar dish will go on this side for this particular mode. That will fit in there. And if you wanted to, again, you could store things and people inside these particular parts. There's also more storage parts here. Ooh, let's see if I can open it up. At the sides, that's mainly for the main base mode in a minute, and indeed that is going to be up in the air as well. So that is the, I suppose, shuttle mode. We're going to move on to the base mode, and I'm going to use the other one for that. And as I say, I'm going to attach all of the pieces to it as well, so you can see how that works. So now in front of us we have got like the most basic of the base mode. So again, if you've got no other accessories, this is what it would look like. And to be honest, it's still not too bad. No transformation again, unfortunately, because I can't fit it on screen. All we've done is folded up the legs and bent the knees over. These blasters now, and all of the images that we've got of the base mode there, you can't tell at the back if they're sticking up. If you remember from the spaceship mode the other way around, they are lifted up, they're on top of the shins. So for that particular reason, I'm going to put them out anyway, because it is a bit of a base mode. Now this is hardly shown at the back, to be honest, but I'm going to show you it anyway. So if you wanted to, you could put your headmaster figures. Remember, Super God Master Force had loads of headmaster figures. It had all the juniors as well, so you could pop them in there and they could of course sit there no problem whatsoever. Also, this was also the other way around. On the other mode, this was flat, which you can see there in the background, so it can be have dual use. It can be like a bit of a landing pad, or you can spin it round like this, and then what you've got to do is slot this slightly forwards, and then you can turn the gun out, and of course you can put somebody in there, which I'll show you when we spin around. Now once again, this is all basic. We've not attached anything to it yet. There's so many little gimmicks going on in here, it's great. So hopefully again I can show you it all as well as I wanted to. So with this twin blaster was on the side before in the other mode. It's going to go on the side this time, but it's going to go in like so, pointing up. Same with the other large gun. I mean, this is a huge gun. That was going on the side like this, whereas now it's going to go on the side more like a bit of an antenna. Let's hope I can do this in one go. There we go. Oh, this is just separated, so it's starting to look a little bit more like a base. We've now got, of course, got the ramps, and these will attach on here like so as well. So there's one, and indeed here is the other. Right, we've also now got this part. Again, you can put more figures in there if you want, pilot it, store things, etc. Now unfortunately the previous owner stuck that sticker there, which they shouldn't have. They should have stuck it on the other side of that ramp. But again, we've got this brilliant little gimmick here. So I've got Cog from Fortress Maximus. He's going to go in there. There's a launch mechanism here, and he will come flying out, which is great. There's another little, I suppose, trapdoor compartment hidden in there where you can hide figures. These also slide along. Oops, wasn't fully fixed on, but you can also slide and launch figures as well from these particular ramps. Same on that side. Now with this as well, you can keep it either exactly like that. You can fold this over like so. Now there's dual ways of doing this, to be honest. This one I've not really seen, but I've worked it out myself. You can slot his legs in, and once again, he can sort of stand there, pilot it, no problem whatsoever. But if you look at the actual promotional images, what you're supposed to do there, you can see you're supposed to fold him over. So a bit of a Blue Peter moment here with the other one. Let's bring this down, make sure I've got it the right way round. Is it that way? Yep, there we go. And this should now slot into position as well. So you've got that. You can of course attach other things to there. You've got the ramp folding down. We've also got the radar dish here, which I haven't put on. There's the radar dish, and at the back, very carefully, if I spin around like so, there is a, well, I suppose it's just a lever. What I'm going to do to try and get it so you can see is I'm going to spin it around with this hand. Is it going to work? Oh no, that's for something else, sorry. This you just spin around like so. There's so many things going on in here. And of course, because let's be honest, I love it, but I haven't really sat and played with it. So we've got all these figures, they can all fit on. He can go inside there, and he can man that side around there as well. As I said, this is also classed as a figure in its own right. Base mode, to be honest, is spectacular. It's huge, it's great. And I would have just, I can't imagine how much fun this would have been as a kid to be able to, you know, genuinely play with this. Scorponok was my favourite growing up as a child, purely for the reason for exactly that. You could do so much with it. Whereas this, not just because of the size, I think because of the fact that they've added so many more things to it, it just gives you that massive playability factor. And I love the fact that all the Japanese figures from 88 onwards, they sort of did that. They lost their intricacy, they lost their articulation, they did turn into big huge plastic bricks, but they were big huge plastic bricks that you could have a lot of fun with. I don't think there's anything that I've missed out on the base mode. Hope not. I just, as I say, wanted to show you again exactly that: launching ramps, sliding ramps, different parts, different attachments, etc. I'm going to bring him back into robot mode for the final time, just I suppose because that's A, of course, how I'm going to be displaying him, and B, how he looks, in my opinion, better. So then back for the final time, and I've just very quickly just put a deluxe Bumblebee there on that little ramp again, just to give you an idea of scale and size of this figure. So what I've done now is pretty much attached most of the weapons and accessories, and let's be honest, it's pretty much all guns blazing. This doesn't actually fit there, it just rests nicely on the top, but again, you get, I suppose, hopefully a true I don't want to say respect, that's not the right word, but appreciation, that's the best word, of this particular figure in all of its grandeur, no pun intended. It's a simply stunning figure, and of course so was Fortress Maximus. I just think this one edges it with the sword, with the Pretender shell, and with the color scheme. Anyway guys, I really hope I've done this guy some justice. One other thing that I just wanted to show you as well, I suppose, size wise, is Metroplex. Metroplex, of course, at the time was known as, you know, one of the biggest sort of bots. I know this is the Japanese version, that's Metro Titan. Again, there's videos of him on this channel as well, but you've got an idea there that this guy isn't even up to his waist. So there you go. That is and was the 1988 Super God Masterforce Grand Maximus figure review. Hope I did it some justice. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. And of course, if you want to support the channel, don't forget joining the channel membership will greatly help me out as well. Thanks for watching. Take care.